This is San Antonio native Hector Saldana, music curator for the Whitliff Collections. I sat down with Saldana earlier to ask him what influences he's bringing to Texas State.
Well, I don't know if I'm bringing the San Antonio sound here. I think I'm bringing the love and appreciation for it here. You know, around the time I was 10 or 11, I knew I wanted to learn the guitar. My brother and I were real in tune to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Sir Douglas Quintet. So, you know, we got the bug. He's the drummer in my group.
Make me cry, sing me a song, like on a life.
We're the Crayolas with a K. The guys in the band went ugh when I said we were going to be called the Crayolas, but the K, like the Kinks, kind of made it okay, and then the name kind of stuck.
Saldana isn't only the front man for the Crayolas, he's worked in the newspaper, writing columns and interviewing musicians for quite some time.
Oh, well, there's lots of them. Probably the one that always sticks in my mind is Beyonce. Yoko Ono was super funny, George Carlin. So I was a staff writer, a music columnist at the Express News for just under 20 years and wrote for them almost a quarter of a century. So I feel like I can talk music, talk musician, and maybe be the conduit of their stories. You know, because at the end of the day, I'm not here because I'm some expert of everything about music, but I feel like I am an expert at telling stories. And so if I can help communicate what the music exhibit is about and what these artists are about, I think I've done my job.
If you'd like the chance to meet Hector Saldana yourself, you can usually find him here at the Legends of Tejano music exhibit on the 7th floor of Alkek. For Bobcat Update, I'm Matthew Harrington.
Laura Valencia, a Texas State senior, moved to the U.S. when she was 9 years old. As of a year ago, she became an American citizen. Valencia is grateful she earned that status before immigration officials began rounding up undocumented citizens for deportation. However, she's still very concerned about the well-being of those dealing with immigration issues.
The fact that other people have to live in fear, and the fact that other people have to fear of, getting kicked out of their country, I think that's what really makes me sad.
The student government's lack of support for an immigration attorney on campus has made Valencia fearful. She's concerned that Texas State will not provide adequate assistance to students who face possible deportation. Also, she says she encounters prejudice on campus, which makes her feel unsafe and unsupported.
It's scary knowing that other students feel like that towards you when we're all in this together. We're just trying to graduate, we're trying to get an education, we're trying to, get a career.
If you are feeling unsafe, threatened, or need someone to talk to, visit the Office of Student Diversity and Inclusion in the LBJ Student Center on the 5th floor. You will be supported. For Bobcat Update, I'm Malcolm Thomas.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's not really anything like it, to be on stage and have people out there listening totally into what you're doing. 2 to 3 years ago, so 2014, I think I was either living in Bernie, working at Wendy's, or I was in Dallas working at Subway. And I was hardly playing any music. I had my guitar with me. I would screw around on it, but I never played shows. And I was doing a lot of drugs. And I could have been much further than I am now if I would have actually just not been scared or nervous or whatever and just actually started doing it sooner. If I wake up in the morning, I'm happy to do what I do. People always comment on, wow, you're crazy. You're playing, 5 shows in 3 days or whatever it is, running around, making no money, spending all your money on alcohol. And I get that, but it makes me happy. It's what I love to do. Just kind of cruising right now, on cruise.
just sliced me right in the side of the ribs in my back and just left it there. And that was a very traumatic incident once they told me that my spine was broken and that I'd probably never be able to run or do anything again. And I remember I trained, once I was able to run again, I trained for about a month and a half, and I went to my first track meet. It wasn't through a school, it was just an all-comers track meet, and I just ran the 400-meter dash, and I won it, actually. That was bad. One more time.